Hey, what's up, guys? My name is OG Trashcan. Today I'm bringing you an off-meta build with the Warlock. Granted, it's still going to be a generic summoner build, but it's going to be around the skill shard set, which in this case, we're going to have the Chains of Horizon. This set allows you to have a Soul Shard demon active get bonuses, and you have 4 different demons to choose from. You got Agram, Abadian, Laylish, and Warlock. And today we're going to be using Agram because he gives 30% increased damage per active greater demon summon. As you go down, you get 8.5% damage reduction for each active Soul Shard demon. And then on your 5 set, which is where it gets juicy, is you get all Soul Shard demons that deal 200% increased damage for 10 seconds. After casting a Soul Shard skill, all Soul Shard skills costs are reduced by 35%. This is the base of what you're going to start building. When it comes to gear, granted I'm in the end game, so I'm closer to I'm on T11, working on T12. As you can see, gear is pretty selective. You want to go for Hair of Perdition to get that crit chance, like you hit 80% damage dealt, overall. Main chest is going to be the Agram Schism because this is focused on Agram, and its summons deal up to 50%. As you can see, I'm not optimized yet. I still can get further, and then on top of that, the rolls can be rolled differently. So I'm still searching for that best slot. But having 47% increased damage, and then you get its second half, so you have 2 of them out. So because of that, he double dips. He becomes, total 30% by him, or 60% by himself. You want to have summon damage on your hands because he is a summon skill. So that increases damage further. And then I am rolling demonology damage on my attack, on pretty much my damage affixes, because the Soul Shard skill is a demonology skill, so that's further enhancing its damage. I'm running Tibalt's Will on pants. The reason for this is because with its Soul Shard selection from Legion Shards, Sacrificial Fragment, you are unstoppable, and your demonology skills deal 15% increased damage as long as you have an active lesser demon summon. Its actual skill summons Vile Children, which is a lesser demon. So since those are active, you are unstoppable, which then you are generating up to 20% increased damage, and you are getting 50 primary resource generation. So that allows you to spam a core skill for just complete damage ramp. For the one-hander, I'm using the new Eldrian Sword of Justice for its damage multiplier, and then defeating an elite pack reduces skill cooldowns by 10 seconds. This will then add to the other skills that we're going to be running with this build. Last, neck, Seed of Horizon, your demonology skills deal up to 0.75%. I'm at 0.72, so I'm still looking for the most optimal. Increased damage per wrath you have, and you take up to 2.5% reduced damage per dominance you have. So in this case, because we're using 3 greater demon skills that require dominance, your damage reduction does fluctuate quite a bit. And then the last Eye of Ball, Soul Shard skills and their demons, Agram, deal up to 80% damage. Still up 74, working on that. Casting a Soul Shard skill increases all your damage by 10% for 15 seconds up to 50%. That is kind of in line with having a Starless Skies, but proccing off your Soul Shards instead of just casts. Starless Skies would be nice, but with two different affixes that bring more damage to the table, it kind of adds more damage overlapping. So you got, while fortified, since fortified, we get fortification in this build, and I'll go over that with the skills to justify this. Deal up to 65%. I'm at 60, so I'm still waiting. I'm still grinding for the min-max. And then we're going to demonic. Each hit with demonology skills increases the damage you deal with demonology skills by up to 3.3%, maxing out 65% for 10 seconds. Since every single skill you're using, it deals is demonology, so that stacks up to more damage. To go over to skills, we are not running a single basic because we generate so much primary from Tibalt's Will. Our core skill is going to be Blazing Scream with the side affixes of damage and impact velocity with the Abyss Apparition, which gives it core, demonology, greater demon, abyss, summon, channeled, and recast. So it gets the summon tag, so you benefit from your hands. It's a demonology skill and greater demon, so you benefit from the 2 set and all the stats you're getting. It applies vulnerable. The downside to this skill is because it's channeled, you hold it down and then you can actually move it with your cursor, which I will show in a combat clip to justify how to play it. Next, we'll use our Nether Step. This allows us to, if we're coming into a damage phase and we need to dodge something, then we can dodge and get out of the way. Next, we're using the Rampage skill with the Abyss that allows us to recast it. This skill becomes recast, demonology, summon, so it benefits all from the stats from before. The recast allows it to knock down enemies, so CCs, it gives you a little bit of setup. With the sides, we got kill streak, killing an enemy or demon with Rampage increases its damage by 20% for 3 seconds up to 20 seconds. And then Rampage now smashes your lesser demons to fortify you for 2% life. This is where we get our fortified from, because we're summoning the lesser demons from Agrim. Next, Profane Sentinel. This is another form of vulnerable that we can apply, but it's also a summon and a greater demon summon. So it adds to the 2-set bonus. Then we run single target damage. Deals 30% increased damage when it's only hitting a single target. This is specifically meant for bossing. So once you get to the end game, you get a boss, it deals 30% increased more damage. And then another 25% increased damage, but his blast area is reduced by 50%. So, you know, it's just a total of 55 specifically on a boss. Still does work on adds. Now, Sentry, you can now summon multiple Profane Sentinels, but can no longer redirect their gaze. So it helps to like line of sight just straight on, but you can have multiples. So having multiple summons out means more damage, you know, being pushed out for Angrim to cleave down your enemies. We're not running any sigils. Then we go into Big Man. Fiend of Abaddon, summon greater demon, adds to the set. Lesser demon bonus. Casting Feet of Abaddon increases the damage of your lesser demon skills by 20%. This is a hit and miss, because with crowd damage, that's only meant for like clearing the ads. Reuse this for bossing. Now, we can, if you don't like how Blazing Scream works with the summon, you could switch it to Skull Splitter, because then it gets the lesser demon tag, which then gets buffed by this. Elite damage feat deals 25% increased damage to elites and bosses. Then we go with Spiteful Enrage. If an enemy survives more than 5 hits from Fiend of Abaddon, then each subsequent hit deals 2% more damage and extends him by up to 60%. So, bossing, longer they last, the stronger he gets. But technically, they shouldn't last very long because you're just chucking them down. And then that goes over the build profile. Let's go over how the damage looks. So over here at the training dummy, as you can see, Angrim's already attacking with no real damage. You know, buffs going out. You can see him swiping. He's critting for like 141 million, 145 million on a good swipe. We're going to hit Command Angrim. Do that. As you can see, it jumps up, hitting straight into like a 5.8 billion hit, but it says million because it's, you know, 5,000 million, so that's 5 billion. Do that again. And it can stack up to, see it says 2, keep casting it, goes up to 3, and it gets stronger as you go. You see 25.8 billion there. Now we're at max stacks. Bring in some multiple sentinels. We got 3 popped up. 103 billion. Now we drop the big man. Keep doing it. Do a smash. That's more demons coming out. And then this is where it is. The Swell Splitter, you can channel and just re-aim it. So that comes in. Go through all. And now you're getting multiple billion of hits. 100 billion. So on and so forth. And that's on a boss fight. Damage is there. We're on T11, so it gets killed not super fast, off meta. So, you know, as you can see, if we go over to Paragon nodes, Paragon we're going to be Demonologist for more demon, and then Greater Demon Summon, 17% more damage. Vulnerable, since we're applying Vulnerable, we'll do more to Vulnerable overall. Another Demonology skills, deal more damage. Demonology. And then damage to elites. So overall, the damage is there. It's not going to be high as the meta builds like you see with the Apocalypse early on with Hell Chains. That seems to be number 1. Then you got Dread Claws. That's up there. I haven't seen really the damage output on that one, but those seems to be the 2 most popular. This is my variant of the summon build. There are other summon builds out there. This one is just specifically towards Angrim and buffing everything around that. Hope you enjoy. If you want to get into this build, start building it. If you like what how I presented and gave you this information, leave a comment, like, subscribe, follow me at OG Trash Can Gaming on Twitch. Catch you next time.